Okay. I have the camera rolling. I needs to hear me. Okay. Okay. We're not used to it, but it's there. Okay. So what we're going to look at is the election of 1824. You have put this in your study guide on question 1. What we're going to be looking at is that we're going to look at the Electoral College, because that's what the second question says on our study guide. Explain the issue of the Electoral College. Let's total up these votes. Who got the most in the Electoral College? Jackson. How much did he get?
99.
99. Who's the next one?
Adams.
Adams got how much?
84.
Okay, who's the next one? Crawford, who got what?
41.
41. And then Clay got?
37.
Okay, so for us to realize the Electoral College, you have to get half plus 1 to win the Electoral College. So when I add all of these up, can someone take out a calculator and make sure I'm doing this right? Okay, because mine's right there. I can't calculate with my thing. I think it's about 260. 260.
261.
261. And then I need you to divide this in half. That gives me what?
130.5.
And then that's the half plus 1. That gives me a person to win the Electoral College at this time needed 131.5. Did anybody get 131.5?
Wouldn't it be 132 because you can't get half a vote, can you?
I don't know. Oh, there's some states at this time that are not a win-all system, so they'll reflect what the constituents want of the state, so half and half. So there could be some electors. Today it's a win-all system, but back then it wasn't. So did anybody win?
No.
So this is the problem in the Electoral College, that no one got the majority votes because you needed how much?
Half plus 1.
Half plus 1. Jackson failed to win the majority of the Electoral College. So that's for 2, the first part. No one got over half plus 1. Jackson failed to get the majority. So what does the Constitution say about this predicament? In the 12th Amendment, it says that this election will go to the House of Representatives. So where does the election go? And it chooses amongst the top 3 candidates. So who's out? Clay's out because he's the 4th. But we got to look at some careful things here. We know by the 12th Amendment it goes to the House of Representatives. Let's go look at Clay's characteristics. 37, half the corrupt bargain, Warhawk, Kentucky, American system, Republican, hated Jackson, gambler and dueler, Speaker of the House. Oh, so he lost here.
But he gets to pick.
He gets to pick. Okay, so all of this stuff's going to play in. So now we've already made some conclusions. He doesn't like Jackson, and we're going to realize why he doesn't like Jackson in a second. So let's look at 3. How is Clay influential in this election? Don't tell me he's not the 4th person in the running and he kind of sucked because he got out. Why is he important? He's the Speaker of the House. What power does he have now, which someone was saying over here, Raina, what power does he have? He gets to pick the president. And so what I want us to look at is that they're all Republican, but they each represent a different area of America. Tell me who represents the North. Adams, because where is he from up here? Massachusetts. Who represents the South? Crawford, because he's from where? From Georgia. But what's going to happen to him? He doesn't die yet. He just has a stroke.
And so
he's out. He's out because, can he really go through this whole stuff in the House? And they're going to look at him. They're like, look, he already had a stroke. Let's not put any more pressure on him. So then we have 2 people from the West. Who are the 2 people from the West? Jackson and Clay. I know that they're all Republican, right? Because what has happened to the Federalist Party?
Gone.
It's dead, right? Hartford Convention. But do now I have regional candidates. And so the election is going to be between these 2 guys, but who's controlling the election? And we have to understand why Clay hates Jackson. Are they competing with each other in the West?
Yes.
Who is more popular?
Jackson.
Hands down, we look at the Electoral College votes, right? He's more popular. Let's go to this word that I explained at the beginning of class, aloof. Is that a good art of a politician to be aloof?
No.
Because does that mean they're interacting with people or not interacting? Okay, and puritanical, he's very rigid and to the rules. Do people like that?
No.
Okay, so if he, and there's a calculated reason. Y'all say that he hates Jackson because Jackson is more what in the West? Popular. But doesn't he have presidential aspirations down the road? Should he back the popular guy or the aloof and puritanical guy? Why do you say the aloof and puritanical? If he backs him, that's a great thing for him. What is he hoping for in a couple of years, Aaron?
The next term, he could take them over.
He could take them over and become what?
The president.
Is Henry Clay being very calculated? He says, if I support him, he wins, and he's aloof and puritanical and very unpopular in his presidency, I will set myself up in the next 4 years for what? Presidency. And he's hoping that this guy would what? Go away, just realize that the presidency wasn't for him. Okay? We get some scandal now, right? So, what issue does Clay have with Jackson? Jackson is more what? Popular. And Clay has publicly denounced Jackson for a couple of things. Florida campaign, didn't he go crazy? Okay, he has denounced him. So, Clay is going to meet with who to throw his support behind?
Adams.
He's going to meet with Adams. And this is why we have half the corrupt bargain here and half the corrupt bargain here. Clay is going to give his support to who? Adams. Wait, when you help someone out, don't they help you out back? So he says, I will make you president. This is why he has this title right here, minority president. He says, I will make you president, because does he have that power as Speaker of the House? He's like, but you have to scratch my back too, right? What position is he going to give to Henry Clay? Secretary of State, because that is seen as the diving board into the presidency. Because remember when Barack Obama won the presidency, Hillary Clinton stayed back. She says, look, the party will go with you. What did he give her?
Secretary of State.
Because that is seen as the diving board into the presidency. Now, who do you think is going to be upset? Jackson. Does he have an even kill temperament? Well, more kill than even, right? So, let's look at who became president. Who became president? What did Clay get?
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State, and it's not up there, but he gets Secretary of State. So,
Then what did we put on number 5, the first part?
what happened in their meeting? Clay privately met with who? And gave him his support, right? You wrote the whole thing there. Just don't rewrite it. Just put an arrow to your stuff. Okay, do you see how this would get very, like, arduous in the book when you were reading through it? Like, what's going on? Do y'all understand it a little bit better? Okay, so what we're going to look at is, what do you think on number 6? What do you think the reaction that the Jackson folk have on the election?
They go angry
They're angry. Why?
because he's the most popular candidate.
And did he? What happened to him? He was cheated. His folk are going to say that this is corrupt. Who are they going to start to hate?
Clay and Adams.
Clay and Adams. Do you think they want to stay as part of the same parties?
No.
This one's going to become the Democratic Party. And this one's going to become the Whig Party. All because of this 1824 election. What has happened to the era of good feelings? It's gone because of this scandal and this corrupt bargain. Now we're going to see, do you think he's going to sit back and make his presidency easy?
No.
He's going to tell all the Democrats, give him heck. Hey, that's the cleanest I could get. Yeah. Okay, so then this guy, Do you think he's gonna fall from politics?
Yeah.
Yes. This guy is hoping in the future that he's gonna be what? President. Do you think he's ever gonna be president? No, there's gonna be several guys we'll talk about in history that they've sold their soul to the devil and they will run for the presidency several times and never win. Him, Henry Clay, Eugene V. Debs, and William Jennings Bryan will all have the same reoccurring face. They'll run 4 times and never win.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Jerry Johnson.
No, there's not a limit on